I have a slightly controversial idea for someone who built an AI design app, and that's I don't actually think you should let AI design your apps. If you care about design at all, if you care about user experience, then you should design your app. Now, you should use AI to do that, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to let AI be the designer. I see all this stuff online about how AI design is bad. Someone typed something into a box, and then they saw what popped out, and they said, look, AI is a bad designer, but they made that. Like, if you made it, then you're the bad designer. If Figma spits out a bad design, you were at the steering wheel, and so it's your fault. And a good AI design tool, at least, is flexible enough to let you explore the design space to make something that you like. Let's see an example. So here, I'm just going to throw out a quick recipe app. So this is Wender made a recipe app. This is, in my opinion, not a good design. I have spent a long time prompting Wender and using different models and things like that to get it as good as I can out of the box. But let's face it, this is not a great design. This is generic. This is a template. This is all the bad stuff people say about AI design. This design is exactly that. Now, the thing is, if I stopped here, it would be my fault. It was so fast to make this. I made it in a few seconds. So why on earth would I stop here? People who design applications in Figma will spend hours, days, weeks poring over design. And just because you have an AI design tool to do the grunt work doesn't mean that you don't have to do that you don't have to invest time into it, that the design process itself doesn't merit further explanation or exploration. So I'm going to copy this. And I'm also going to talk about design a little bit. So design principles. There are a million of these things. You can go to design school. You can learn all about design principles. I read a book when I was very young that influenced me a lot, which is the Non-Designer's Design book by Robin Williams. No, not that Robin Williams, a different one. And she gave this principle or this framework that I have used my whole life. And it's contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity. Look them up, look up the book. It's a great book. And so if I think about these principles, AI is probably pretty good at aligning things. Everything looks kind of aligned. AI is pretty good at proximity. It keeps things next to each other that go next to each other. Things aren't in random places. The contrast and repetition, not so much. So I'm going to keep those principles in mind and say right away, like, how can I make this design have a little bit more contrast and a little bit more repetition? So I'm going to say, make the top bar dark gray and add a logo for Yes Chef. That's the name of my little app here. All right, so that's not standing out from that black photo as much as I wanted to, and I realized that that could be any photo potentially in the app itself. But let's change it to dark red instead of dark gray. In fact, let's copy it so that, again, we can see our evolution here. I'll toss this out. I'm kind of liking that a little bit. Make the search input white. Okay, I'm vibing with that a little bit more from where we started. It's at least a little bit better. Add an icon to the logo. ADA Chef's Pet. I mean, I said pet. Ideally, you'd have your own logo, but this is starting to look a little bit more app-like. So I've got some contrast here going on a little bit. I don't have any real repetitions, so let's say let's copy again. I like to see the evolution. Bring that top nav color to the bottom nav. So this is the idea of repeating design elements. So here I have repeated a color. I had it at the top and it wasn't at the bottom. I want to repeat that more throughout the design. So that's repetition. Again, this is still not a great looking app. It needs a lot of work, but I'm starting to apply design principles that I have learned as a designer that I had been applying since 2004 when I used to do print ads to an AI design tool to make it better. It's so fast to iterate. It's doing the grunt work for me. I don't have to drag things around anymore, but it's still up to me as the designer. I'm going to make some more changes here. So let's say I want the recipe cards to have full bleed photos, no white bottom. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. That's looking a little bit better. This area is looking a little empty. Add a section of featured recipes with the same red background from the nav. I'm going to move the featured recipes section under quick recipes. See what that looks like. Make the featured recipe section rounded rectangle div. I could type. Yeah, I'm starting to like the look of that a little bit better. We've got some contrast. We've got some repetition. Got some changes from the original. So we started here. This is very generic. And we're starting to get a little bit more specific. What else can we add? Add a section of favorites below featured. So now we're getting to a point where it's repeating in a way that I don't actually like. I don't want it to look like that. Make the favorites section look like the quick and easy section. We'll sort of vary our sections as we go down the page. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. So yeah, again, you can see that I have started to evolve my design here. I have moved from this very generic original. I tried a gray background on the nav. I didn't like that. I switched to red. I started to evolve this a little bit. I started to add new sections, to repeat stuff, to add contrast. So this is the design process. This is what you might try something else completely different. Let's say you want to try a glassy UI is super in right now. So redesign this completely to be glassy. You might try completely different styles and go in a completely different direction. Let's say I kind of like that. Change the background photo to a kitchen, maybe? So there you go. There's a completely different direction that I might or might not like. But again, this is the design process. Don't let AI take it from you. AI is so fun to play with if you put yourself in the driver's seat and just have it do the grunt work. So that's my plea to you. Use Winder, use other design tools, but still be the designer. Still play around, still iterate. It's your design. Make it how you want it. Make it good. Continue to iterate. There should be 100 versions of this in this app before I'm done. Yeah, so give it a shot.